Welcome to ReginaldESQ. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the British Tier 7 tank destroyer, the AT7. So, is it any good? Yeah, it's good. It's a good tank. It looks after itself, it does well, and it's pretty easy in some respects to have a fairly good game in. I had to actually, this review has cost me 1.4 million credits because I accidentally sold the tank and then realized, oh hell, I haven't done the review, so I had to buy it back again just for the review. So yeah. Okay, it has 1,250 hit points, which is more than any other Tier 7 tank destroyer. It's a lot of hit points. Weighs around 44 ton, has 395 horsepower, and a speed limit of 20 kilometers an hour, which is the slowest of any Tier 7 tank destroyer. It's very slow. The traverse speed is a little bit inaccurate here because I apparently sold some of my modules and I'm not going to buy them back again for the review, so it's not 20, it is actually 22 with the upgraded tracks, which is still hideously slow and is the slowest of any of the Tier 7 tank destroyers. This means that medium tanks or even heavy tanks, any tank with a turret, if it gets past you, you are in deep trouble and you'll probably die. They can run circles around you, but they just park behind you and shoot you and you can't do anything, or if they track you. Yeah, so you really don't want anyone getting past you, or if you are in a situation like that, I found if I'm going near the front, I really want to go where there are plenty of other tanks, so that if someone got behind me, there are plenty of other people to shoot them, because really, if you're on your own and they get behind you, you're toast. You can't turn fast enough. The gun traverse doesn't really matter. It says 26, but the gun traverse is very small. It's basically from sort of here to here. The gun hardly moves. Terrible traverse. The view range is 350 meters, which is about average for a Tier 7 tank destroyer, and the signal range is not correct here. It is in fact 700 with the upgraded radio, and that is also about average for a Tier 7 tank destroyer. Camouflage wise, this tank has camouflage which is average for a Tier 7 tank destroyer. It's not great, it's not terrible. I didn't find myself going, oh no, I've been spotted again, or anything like that. So it seems to be adequate for the tank, but it's not great. That said, I think we'll now get on to the gun, and I'll go into the research tree to do this. So at the moment I don't have the top gun selected because I would have to buy it back again. I really didn't think I sold it, but apparently I did. You start off with this little auto loader here, which looks like an awesome gun. It's just on the wrong tank. It should be on a Tier 5 tank. It has 10 shells in the magazine, takes 1.09 seconds to fire each one, which is fantastic. So in about 11 seconds you can fire 10 shells. Only takes 12 seconds to reload the entire magazine. What a fantastic gun. Unfortunately, with 110 average penetration, you can't penetrate basically anything except light tanks and Japanese tanks. So if you've watched my Japanese reviews, you'll understand that joke. Yeah, so it's useless. So get rid of that as quick as you can. The second gun has a penetration of 148, which is still inadequate, and you'll have trouble with it, so quickly get off that. The third gun isn't bad. It has 171 penetration, which is quite adequate really, and does 150 damage, which is still pretty low for a Tier 7, but it's very accurate, has a very quick aim time and a very quick reload time, so that gun actually is not too bad. You'll do okay with that gun. I had some good games in that gun. And then you get the top gun, which is very good. It has a rate of fire of 10.34, which is excellent. Penetration of 226, which is the best of any Tier 7 tank destroyer, except for the French AMX AC-46 that has a better pen, but it doesn't have the rate of fire. And has 0.31 accuracy, which is amazingly accurate, so you can really pinpoint weak spots on other tanks. So that penetration combined with that accuracy makes this thing lethal. Has a 2.1 second aiming time, which is quite adequate. I never seem to have to worry about it. I think because you're so accurate, you don't really always need to wait for the aim time to complete. The engine upgrades don't really make much difference to the tank. It's just slow. There's not much you can do about it. Okay, back to the garage. Now the armor on this tank, we have 203 mils at the front, 101 at the side, 101 at the rear. I will view this more closely in Tank Inspector shortly, so I won't get too much into it, other than to say the obvious weak spots in this tank is the humongous cupola, which sticks well above everything. It can be hit from any angle, which is bloody a pain in the butt. And these two machine gun ports, is a forward facing one and a rear facing one, they are also quite easily penetrated. Now, they're more easily penetrated from the back than they are from the front, so if you shoot this one here in the back of this one here, if your tank is facing you, that's the best thing to do. Now, a very major problem in this tank is that the gun arc is very small. As I said, it doesn't go very far side to side, so you can't angle the tank. I mean, that's about as much angle as you can get on the tank if you actually want to shoot the person, which means that your armor you're presenting is fairly flat. So even though it's quite thick, you're presenting a pretty flat face, so you can't angle this tank. You pretty much just have to face people. And you can't afford to turn away an angle and say then turn back and shoot, because if you turn away and they track you, well, you can't even return fire. So you just have to basically point straight at people and shoot. However, the very unusual side-mounted gun is an awesome thing, believe it or not. If you park behind a rock or a building or a dead tank and you just stick your gun out, so completely shield this side of your tank and hopefully shield the cupola or most of it, then this thing becomes awesome, because they can only hit this section of your tank. You've got tracks, you've got a very tough mantlet, pretty good armor here. Not only are they tough to hit, but they miss you a lot because you're a small target, so long range you're only showing this portion of your tank. That is one of the major strengths of this tank, and I will show it off in the gameplay for you. There's not much to say other than that, I think, so let's get into Tank Inspector, have a look at that, and then we'll get into some gameplay. Oopsie, forgot to mention one of the most important things, and it is the gun depression. The gun depression on this tank, that is how far downwards you can point the gun, is terrible. It's 5 degrees. That's bloody awful, and it's the worst of all of the Tier 7 tank destroyers, except I think the SU-100M1 is about the same, or maybe slightly worse even. And the gun elevation is also terrible at 7.5 degrees, so it doesn't go up or down very far, and it doesn't go left or right very far. So avoid hills. Yeah, you can get a lot of trouble on hills, because if your tank is pointing down and you see someone even on the flat below the hill, you can't lift your gun up enough to point at them. And if you're trying to come over a hill to shoot at someone, you're going to have to bring your whole tank over the hill and then even slightly down the hill before you can start to point your gun at them. So don't even think about it. Alright, Tank Inspector, here we come. Okay, so Tank Inspector, we can see the AT7 here. I'll click on the color-coded selection. So you can see it's quite a complicated armor array. Now we have, as I said, you can't really angle the tank, because you can't shoot back if you do, because the gun arc is so small, the traverse arc. However, we can see here all these red bits are 203mm of armor, which is quite tough armor. The mantlet has is spaced armor, so it's got 102mm over the existing 203mm. So do not shoot the mantlet, whatever you do. The machine gun turret is a weak spot. It has only 76mm of armor. The mantlet around it, however, is quite tough at 279mm thick. Now, so you need to be very accurate to shoot that, because if you hit the mantlet, you're going to get nowhere at all. Then yeah, the rest of it's 203 there. You do have these green areas here on the front, which is only 76mm thick. As you can see, it's heavily sloped, so a bit hard to hit, but you can do damage when you hit it. The area here is only 127, these little bits here, very complicated array of armor. And the beak of the tank is also 203, which is hard to get. It's very hard to hit this lower plate at 76. The cupola, as I said, very much a weak spot at only 102mm of armor there. And the front of this machine gun port is 127, and then it gets less as it gets higher, 102 there. But the rear of the ports is much easier, so I would go for this one if you wanted to go for one of the machine gun ports at only 76. If you do conceal your tank, as I said, and cover up this side of the tank, and only leave the gun side, it's not a lot for them to shoot at. You've got some pretty tough armor there, and that's the way to do it. On the side of the tank, it's not much, 102 there. There is a piece of spaced armor along here, which is 38 mils thick, and it's over the 102 mils. But you know, you really shouldn't be willingly exposing the side of your tank anyway. You can't angle it, as I said. Alright, I think that's about all we need to know from Tank Inspector at this time. Alright, the map is Corellia. It's a tier 7 game, mostly tier 7s on both sides, and I haven't got the top gun. I've got the 17 pounder, which is the one before the top gun. I thought I'd show you a game with this gun just so you can see that it is a viable option because of its incredible rate of fire and accuracy. Now I'm going to speed this up a little bit while I get into position because it is quite a slow tank, as you can see. Now you will note this is a 8.9 replay on the 9.10 game, so you'll see a few anomalies. Namely, right now I'm floating in mid-air. We just bounced a shot there from a T-43, so even though I look like I'm very exposed, I'm actually doing it for a reason, and it's because it's a tier 7 game. At this range they will have trouble penetrating because it's hard for them to accurately hit my cupola. So I'm sitting out sort of in the open to draw fire away from my teammates, because this allows them to bounce shots off me, pay attention to me, and basically my teammates can hopefully be a bit safe. See there, I'm floating in midair. So obviously in 9.1 now I'm back on the ground. They obviously cut away a fair bit of that ridge, and it's now a lot lower than it used to be. Now my team has advanced forward a fair bit. It seems like they're a fairly good team, this team I'm on, and the opposition doesn't seem to be that good. So you're pretty much medium tanks like that Panther, they're doing the right thing. The medium tanks and light tanks go out and scout. Oh, we've managed to track him now, he's in trouble. Whoops, didn't want that to go into the turret, that was just a bit of bad luck. No point shooting a T-29 in a turret. Well, not the front of the turret anyway. Well, we didn't get the kill shot, but I think we tracked him, so we probably got some assistance points anyway. Thought that shot might have gone in the Tiger, it didn't. Just doing a bit of blind firing where I think he might be. The gun fires so rapidly, you can just blind fire all day in this if you want to, and it has heaps of ammunition. Now that was the gun depression. I actually had to move forward to get my gun to point down on him. That's how bad the gun depression was. That's why I couldn't shoot at him. Same here with the Tiger. And you can see that every time I want to move and aim a bit further to the side, I actually have to move the whole tank. And this is at range too, so close range of course it's even worse. See there, I had to move my tank, I moved the tank a bit too far, I had to bring it back. That is an issue with the tank. I figure I may have tracked him, so I'm just going to keep firing. Haha. Oh well, I missed that one.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
The IS, not a heavily armoured for a heavy tank. Very mobile heavy tank though.
Enemy armor is damaged.
So the gun doesn't do a lot of damage, this gun, but you know, incredible rate of fire and not bad penetration for this, for not being the top gun. So the IS moving backwards and forwards rapidly there, trying to suck the other tank into taking our tank into taking a shot, so that he could get a clean shot, because the IS takes so long to aim. So we're hitting an AT7 at the moment, getting him in the side, and we're penetrating quite well. He only has that 100 and, what was it? 100 can't remember. just in tank inspector now. I can't remember how much it has on the side. 100 and something, not much. I think I can't quite see him, but I think he may have turned to face us now, or angled this way, so I'm not penetrating now.
We didn't even scratch them. We didn't even scratch them.
No, it's showing off the toughness of the AT7 armor. When you can't aim at the cupola and it's facing you, can be quite difficult. There's a T-43 just there. Yeah, see how I'm floating in the air there? Yes, obviously it'll change the map. Which is good to know, though, that part of the map has changed. They don't always tell you what they change in these maps. So T-43 is on a move. It's very hard to aim when someone's moving like that. He penetrates me. How the hell did that little guy penetrate me? Let's have a look here. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's his shot there. Right into my machine gun port. Look at that. Right in it. He put a hole straight into it. Okay, we've got to protect the base now. Black Prince. Nice. To the back. Another one. And he's gone. Yeah, gee, what a great shot that from that player. On the move. He was moving and put it right into my machine gun port. That's an amazing shot. I hope he was aiming for it. I hope it wasn't a fluke shot. Looked very good. I'll just speed this up a little bit here while I'm trying to turn. It's so painfully slow. Alright, I'm aiming at this tank. I'll slow it down now. So the French Tier 7 tank destroyer. CAMX-46. I think we just tracked him then. So I'll do some blind firing. Haha! The blind fire wins again. There's an IS on our left. I don't think we've got any chance of getting him. Oh, he's dead now. So it only leaves their artillery. I probably haven't got much chance of getting anywhere in time to hit the artillery, but I'm heading out. Look at this, I've gone underground. So obviously that's part of the map never used to be that high. Submarine, underground. Here we come. Back out again. Gee, that'd be a good place to hide. Oh, there's the artillery. I think he's up on the hill. We might even get a shot. Oh, there he is.
Penetration.
Oh, I've got half his health. I'm just blind firing just in case he's still there. He might have got tracked, you never know. Doesn't look like it though. There he is. Where is he? Oh, he's on the other side of the hill. Oh, someone's got him. End of the game. So, not a bad game considering it wasn't the top gun. We hit and spotted a whole heap of tanks, as you can see there. In fact, it goes over two screens, so I've got to show you another screen to show you what was on the bottom here. But the top was the Black Prince and an IS. So let's have a look at the next screen, and it shows us says a ELCAMX there as well that we hit and killed. So yeah, very nice Confederate badge because we hit so many darn tanks. Let's see how many we hit. Oh, team screen. Okay, so we came first for experience. Looks like I've got it listed by damage for some reason. So second on damage, first for experience. 1168 raw experience, which is a fantastic game for not using the top gun. We fired 60 shots. We were just firing everywhere. As you can see, it does carry a lot of ammunition. Direct hits 35. That's a lot of direct hits. Penetration's 22. So we didn't always penetrate. We bounced a lot off that AT7. And damage we did 2786, which is very nice. We received 5 hits, only one of them penetrated, which was that sneaky one straight through my machine gun port, which is a brilliant shot while he was driving away. Almost felt guilty about killing him. Almost. So enemies damaged 11 and destroyed 4. That's pretty darn good. And we did 1293 assistance damage as well. Made good coin, but we lost a lot of money on ammunition because we fired 60 rounds, which is fair enough. How rapid firing is that? 60 rounds, wow. And we, made good experience, 1165 with premium count to 1752. On to the next game.
Time to roll out.
Alright, so a tier 7 game. Half tier 7s, half tier 6s. I was a couple of tier 5s. I'll speed this up a little bit. And this is it's a good display of how you can use this tank to lead the assault. If you're in a tier 8 or 9 game, especially if there's a lot of tier 8s or a tier 9 game, then I would use this more as a sniper tank. Stay back and snipe. But in these sort of games where you're tier 7, you can really be sort of the frontline tank and try and punch a hole through the front line and give your other tanks somebody to fight around. It can be quite a tough tank, this thing, if you can protect it well enough. And if you've got friends. Like I say, you just need some friends so people can't take you back. That's the main thing. So basically this is the exact opposite of the game we just played, Corellia, where we were defending and I had the 17 pounder. I now have the 20 pounder, I have the top gun, and we're attacking. We're on the attacking side. So now we're going to see it from the other point of view, although I'm on the other side of the map to where I was shooting most people last time. They were on the other side. So I see these guys here. I figure, okay, I'm going to just try to expose just my gun and use these rocks to hopefully protect the left-hand side of my tank and hopefully protect my commander's cupola. So all I want to see is the edge of their tanks. I was just about to track that guy and the other KV-1S pulls in front of me and I track him. I figure, okay, you want to come and hand it to me on a platter. So now I'm just sitting here penetrating him. So we've just bounced the shot off the Tiger there. Actually, we might just see if we can see where we bounced that shot off the Tiger, because the Tiger's got a pretty good gun. Whoa, there's a bit too much smoke. I can't see anything. Oh, here we go. There you go. He's hit the front under the gun mantlet there at the front. So it's bounced that shot there. So you can see he doesn't have a lot of options of where to shoot me. So I continue to shoot that IS and we managed to kill him there. So pretty quick kill. I did get penetrated that time by the Tiger. He came out a fair way to shoot. And he's hit that top machine gun port. Oh no, he's bounced off the machine gun port and through the cupola. So okay, he knows where he's shooting. He knows what to do. We're in trouble now. So we've penetrated another tank. So as you can see, they have to come out to have a shot at me, and then I get a shot at them. I've got very quick reload. So even there, I was able to get him. So yeah, they're coming out and having a shot. They're having to take their time and be accurate, and then I'm getting a shot on them. So we get one into him, he gets one to us. So I think we'll find now if I have a look, because I've lost a few hit points. Yeah, look at that. They're all going straight for the cupola. No one's bothering to shoot anyone else. Yeah. Have one in your cupola too. I'll return the gift. But you can see here, these are big, heavy tanks we're fighting. These aren't little mediums or scouts or anything. This is their major assault. They've decided to send all their heavies down here to assault us. We get a track on him. Might as well keep him tracked. Oh, didn't work. Bit late. So I've done a bit of damage, 1900 damage. But the main thing is we've slowed them down. We're giving the other tanks, the M6 behind me, something to rally around, something to shoot, position to shoot from, where he's got someone else hassling him at the same time. And the tanks have to come out wide if they want to hit me. They've actually retreated to positions now where I can't really get to them. But you can see their health is very low. So I decided to move out around a little bit, come out and have a shot. I've got it. These guys are pretty much one hits now, except I didn't penetrate him, and he got me. Now I'm bouncing shots now for Black Prince. I don't know where he is. Here we go. Alright, so we got rid of him. Bounce another shot for Black Prince, so he's shooting me from somewhere far away. And we take care of the Tiger. And so we lost half our hit points, but we disposed of of 3 heavies and damaged another T-29. Now the Black Prince is actually penetrating me, so time to get out. I don't know where he is, can't see him at all. And the other guys who were supporting me are now dead. So that's one of the ways you can use, in a tier 7 game, use the AT7 to lead an assault. If you can cover one side of your tank, your opponents find it very difficult. And you can see they're having to come out wide to get shots into my cupola. And that gives my teammates a chance to shoot them as well as they come out wide. The thing is, they come out wide to shoot at me, they're not pointing at them, so that means they get a free shot. Unfortunately, they got killed doing it. Looks like they got 3 of our tanks there. So I don't know, I think the guys... Yeah, I don't know what they were doing while they all got killed there. There may have been people much further back sniping that... yeah, we couldn't see. So I come up out wide here using the tanks as cover. See if I can see this Black Prince. But he didn't light up, so I don't know where he is. And there's only 3 minutes and 52 seconds left. It's 10 all. I figure I just have to go for it. If we're going to win, we either have to destroy them all or cap. And it's a slow tank, so I've just got to get moving. I'm just going to speed it up now. So I park here as well, trying to pick my cupola, see if I can see this guy. Wait for my binoculars to activate. Now I don't see anything, so I start moving again. Their Tiger just committed suicide, going off a hill. So I'm still at 2 times here. I'm going to speed up to 4 times now. Okay, 2 times again. We just spotted something, but he's gone. 4 times. There's a KV1 up there, so I'm heading towards him. Slow down to 2 times, and now 1 times. Normal speed. Okay, now there's the Black Prince. We've finally spotted him. He's hiding here behind a rock. I tried to turn there, but I was jammed against the rock. I was going to try and shoot him and protect my cupola. I wasn't able to do it. So put a shot into him. Unfortunately, this tank, we can't angle our armor. And the Black Prince has quite a punchy gun. We get another shot into him. He hits us for 145. Another one. We bounce one off him. Okay, we're in trouble now. One more shot, we're dead.
We're dead for. Everyone get out.
And them's the brakes. So we managed to get a sniper medal there, which was nice. We didn't shoot a heap of tanks, but we did shoot them a lot. So on a team perspective, we well, did okay. We did the best experience on our team. Unfortunately, we lost the game, but such is life. We did more damage than anyone else as well, so that was quite good. And you can see we fired 21 shots, 21 of which were direct hits. They're all close range, so that helps. 19 of those shots penetrated, so that's fantastic. Damage wise, 3276, which is very good for a gun that doesn't do a lot of damage with each shot. We received 18 hits, and penetrations, 12 of those penetrated. So we did bounce a lot, but also with our high hit points we could absorb a fair bit of damage. And enemies spotted 3, enemies damaged 5, destroyed 3. Yeah, profit wise was not bad. I did use a repair kit there at one stage. The experience 775 raw experience with 1164 with premium. Let's get on to one more game, shall we? Alright, it's a tier 8 game. I had some more tier 7 games with a lot more damage and top guns and Confederates and things, but they're all tier 7 games, so it doesn't really show you what the tank can do. So I've put this tank in. This game is a tier 8 game. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tier 8s on each team, and then there's a bunch of tier 7s, some tier 6s. Yeah. So I've got it speeded up at the moment. I'm going to speed it up now to 4 times. I'm going to sort of take up a sniping position here. Don't want to get too close to tier 8s. And we're back to normal speed now. Like most of the tank destroyers, it does hold on to a portion of its camouflage while firing. Its camouflage is reduced to about 1/3 of its original camouflage when it fires its gun, which is not too bad. I mean, it's not great, but when a heavy tank fires its gun, it basically has no camouflage. I've called for help because there don't seem to be enough people on this side. It looks like we're getting a bit of the enemies moving forward without too much fear at the moment, which is not a good thing. Going for Jumbo, making a move in the open. He's stopped, which is never a good idea. He's trapped. He's hit me with HE ammo. I managed to bounce a shot from that T-43. I wanted to make sure we nailed him before I moved. SIF's is a little bit in my way, so I'm trying to get around him a little bit, but still trying to protect my left-hand side of my tank and my cupola. He's moved now, so now I've got a bit posse. Get one of the KV-1S. Bouncing shots, as you can see. Looks like we tracked that Tiger on the way back through, so I'm trying to protect that whole left side of my tank and especially my cupola. So I'm in a great position now, so I'm stopping them from coming around this rock. There's not much they can do on this side of the rock now. Well, they can, but they're going to get hit by me. So as you can see, even with the tank butted up right against the wall there, you can still see, so basically not viewing through the cupola, you're viewing through the gun. So you can still see what's going on. See if we can get the top of this tank. T-34? No. Going for the cupola there. We've got a green indicator, but it is quite heavily sloped. And the angle he's on, it's a bit asking a bit much. We've got penetrated there for 411, so that's a particularly nasty one. Got penetrated by the Tiger as well. We get that T-44 on the way in. Looks like he might have been tracked as well, so we'll get another shot on him. Reload, reload, reload. Looks like we tracked him. We've just got tracked by the Tiger. One into him. As you see, the gun does fire quite rapidly. So I'm worried about this T-44 coming after me. We get tracked by the KV-1S. And I'm really worried about this T-44 just running around the back of me. Seems to be staying there at the moment. Now looks like he's making his move. So I've got to turn. He completely misses with that shot. He's nearly dead, so he doesn't want to get hit at all. So he panicked a bit with that shot and missed, fortunately for me. I'm trying not to get too close. If I get too close to the house, I can't turn fast enough because I'll need to turn right around. Whereas if I'm back a bit like this, I don't have to turn as much to get my gun up. Okay, it's bounced off me, which allows me to get there. I might have a quick look now while we're here. Have a look at the front of the tank and see. Alright, so you can see we've bounced the shot off the almost live plate, the front, the beak there. We've been penetrated in the cupola. Everyone knows to shoot for that when they can. Looks like there's another penetration there below, just there below the machine gun on the front of the tank. That upper one there looks like it was a bounce. The one below our machine gun, our gun turret, looks like it was probably a bounce. But that one there in the side through the space dome looks like it was a penetration there. So that's pretty much where we've been penetrated. So you can see tier 8 tanks don't necessarily need the cupola to get the shot in. And we bounce one from the KV-1S there though and get one to the Tiger. Hopefully we can reload in time to get the KV-1S. But it bounces, or it does critical damage, I think. Looks like he's coming back for more.
Ricochet.
Oh, ricochet? What? He bounces off us, so we're in this position here, we're very bouncy. Now I can't see them, which makes me think maybe they've gone up the crest there onto the main road and they're trying to come around and outflank me. So I decided to just move around and have a quick look. But I don't see them there. So I'm a little concerned as to where they might be. I'll just speed this up here. So I move back again, have another look. I'm in 2 times still. So I'm going to speed up now to 4 times. So I'm thinking maybe now they've gone right around here and they're going to try and outflank me. So I'm just trying to check various positions. And I see this Tiger 2 come up behind me. I think, well, if he's come from up there, they can't be over there. So I come back to scout this position again. I'm back to 1 times again now. The Tiger 2's behind me now. So I feel a lot safer. He's nearly on full health as well. So I think, okay, they must have moved back, retreated. Maybe, or they're hiding behind the rock up there. So Tiger 2's taking the lower road, I'm taking the higher road. Hopefully one of us will spot them. And there they are. They retreated back to the next rock.
Critical hit.
We get a critical hit, but we don't actually do any. We just tracked him. But it does enable us to finish him off. I just saw something flash up behind this small rock up ahead, so there's something there. I didn't quite see what it was though. Now we've got an RHM back there, very dangerous tank destroyer.
Enemy is hit.
We managed to get 1 shot in. Hopefully he won't shoot at us.
Got him.
Oh, that was good. Glad to get rid of him. Okay, so it's artillery. It's just down here by this rock. So I decide now I don't want to get hit by artillery because that's going to be very bad for me. So I decide I'm going to rush the artillery because I've got the Tiger 2 there just on my right. So I'm going to go to the left of the rock, flush this guy out, and the Tiger 2 can nail him. So it looks like he's a wake up. He's coming out. Tiger 2 should nail him any second. I don't really want to turn around, but I'm feeling like I have to because the Tiger 2 must be reloading or something.
Penetration.
Guess what, guys? The Tiger 2 is AFK. Oh no.
Bail out. This vehicle has had it.
Bugger. 260. A bit of an unfortunate ending there to that game. Yeah, he obviously his connection got lost or something like that because he was there a minute ago. Then all of a sudden he's AFK, and I had to turn around and try and shoot the arty when I didn't want to, and then I put myself in a bad position and I got killed. Such is life, and we lost the game to boot. Still, it was a good game. Let's go to the next screen, and we can see that we finished on top for experience. As a matter of fact, we got more experience than anyone on either team. Considering that we lost, that's pretty awesome. Wow. We did the most damage on either team as well. So we had a great game. Unfortunately, just, yeah. So you can see there, we're tier 7 in a tier 8 game, but we did more damage than anyone else. And earned more experience. I guess we got good experience too because we were at tier 7. And we fired 28 shots, 25 direct hits, so that's awesome. It's a very accurate gun. Penetration 17, so we're a bit down now that we're shooting at tier 8s. And some of my shots were sort of rushed and at long range. Damage 2979, which is quite respectable. Hits received 14, of which 8 penetrated, so we did bounce quite a few shots, 6 shots. Potential damage received was 4,450, so quite a bit. So he did bounce quite a bit of damage there. And he spotted 3, destroyed, damage 6, destroyed 4, which is great. And a little bit of spotting damage as well. All in all, a very good game. 775 experience with 1162 with premium. Thank you for watching my review of the AT7. Great little tank, especially for players who are sort of average and not great like me. You can still do quite well in this tank. It's quite forgiving. If you like the review, please give it a thumbs up. And if you wish to see more reviews, please subscribe to ReginaldESQ. And until the next review, have fun.